Hey, it's Spotlight of the Week. I just realized I forgot my sunglasses.
Oh no, it's too bright for your eyes.
Shit, I can't.
See good.
Go on without me. Can't even
All
fucking...
right, I'll lead the way, I guess, since you can't see good.
Shit.
What is up, everybody? What is up, Carson? How was your Sunday, good sir?
It was good, man. It was good. Had a really good time. Well, my Sunday is just getting started. That's today. So, how was your Saturday?
My Saturday was good. It was actually a very busy Saturday. I had a lot of stuff going on with the fam dam. I hung out with my brother, my niece, my nephew, then went to a nephew's birthday party, did some bowling, kept the kids up way later than they needed to be, but all in all, it was good.
Love it.
How was your Saturday, good sir?
It was good. Went to an NRA banquet. Didn't win anything.
Nice,
I won a sign. Didn't win any guns, but
no guns, yeah.
Came home, stayed up way too late playing video games by myself, which is never a bad thing.
Always.
So we'll talk a little bit more about that. I wish I had friends that actually wanted to hang out with me, but nobody does, so it's fine.
I do, but I just was busy. I'm sorry.
Bunch of bitches who either fall asleep too early or have kids that want to party too late. So it is what it is. So
yeah,
all right.
Sounds like most of our friends.
You guys don't give a shit about our personal life, so we're going to talk about some spotlights of the week. You know what it is. This is our third iteration. Spotlights.
I always imagine like a rainbow. Spotlights of the week. The word just pops out. Spotlights. Of the week.
That's a graphic idea right there. Look at you.
Just throwing it to you.
Thinking outside of the box. All right.
What were your what'd you do this week? What kept you busy?
Well, let me know. A lot of work. I heard rumblings of random stuff, so we're gonna go through some news stuff real quick. We'll talk about it, and then we'll wrap up with what we did this week, what we played this week. Are you cool with this? You want to do news first, Ty? You cool with that?
Yeah, let's do it. Yep.
Okay. Sorry, I might have gone backwards on you there. So, Ty, you sent me this one. I think middle of the week. This is from all these articles come from comicbookmovie.com. We get a lot of our news from there. Apparently, the Russo brothers came out and said that those alleged leaks that we covered a couple weeks ago are not official. And I mean,
not their art.
They're not their
art at all.
Yeah. So that's a better way of putting it. Not their art at all. So definitely not.
I mean, they could just be trying to flip it and reverse it on us. I mean, they could be
flip it and reverse
giving us the okie doke. Yeah, they could be giving us the okie doke too. But
yeah.
I mean, if it's not, that kind of sucks. Whoever did that art, dude, come out and collect your reward because that was nice art.
Yeah, I have mixed feelings. Some of the art looked really cool, like the Doctor Doom stuff, the God Doom stuff. Right. Thinking back on it, I know this is kind of, I seem like a dick where I'm like, they're going to call bullshit, but it's like, thinking back on it, you're kind of like, yeah, that would have been kind of crazy for them to leak that kind of art this early. I'm not saying like, I knew it the whole time, but
everything leaked with that is like a grain of salt. I mean, when you see concept art, they might take one or two pieces of what we actually saw, and that's about it. So, but now it sounds like they're not going to take any of it. So, all is good, sir. All is good.
No, it looked cool. It had all like the new Young Avengers in it, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm having a hard time getting excited about like, oh yeah, Miss Marvel and Kate Bishop, Hawkeye, those are like new Avengers, cool. And all the young, like, I don't know. It's whatever. They're not Captain America. They're not Iron Man. So there's some cool art in there, but they
would almost have to. So they built up the MCU by releasing Captain America's own movies, Iron Man's own movies.
Yep.
I mean, they just went down the line. And they did it super well, and that's almost what they would have to do. They'd have to invest solo movies into Kate Bishop and solo movies into all these other Young Avengers for us to build that connection with each character. And if they don't, then all they're going to do is just slap a movie, and you're like, I don't really know anything about Kate Bishop besides the TV series, and if she dies, do I really feel anything deep down in my bones? I mean, that's the way I feel about it. I want to be invested in my characters. That's why we all loved Captain America and Iron Man and all those characters so much, because we grew up with Iron Man for how many years, dude? Like 13 years before he finally died. And so, I mean, yeah, it makes a difference. The story building for each character individually makes a difference. So.
Yeah, the Planet Hulk stuff looked really cool. But thinking about it, like the Black Panther stuff, Doctor Doom stuff, all the Avengers in a bar, the Planet Hulk stuff, there was a ton going on there. They might, maybe they will go that big with stuff, but there was a lot going on there. I'll just say it again. Don't fuck up my boy Doctor Doom, or I'll find out where you live, Russo's, and I'll shit on your porch and light on fire. I know Ty's got my back.
I do. And they would have to do a lot of build up to even get to some of that concept art. Like, why are all the Hulks on Planet Hulk? I mean, that is like basically they're all being banished to that planet. So it's like, how did they get there? Why are they there? How did Doom become, God, Emperor God, and all that stuff, and so.
No, again, we'll see what the Russos do, but yeah, a lot of cool stuff. Ty, I think if the Russos fuck up Doctor Doom, and you're in my opinion, we should pay an artist to like AI art you and I just dropping a deuce on the Russos' porch.
Honestly, if we're gonna pay someone to do AI, we could just have them AI. One of us is Doom, and the other one is all the other Avenger characters, and we could just make a better movie if they fuck Doom up.
hopefully our channel's big enough by then where we can fund that. So
we'll run around my backyard and just, I am Doom. You're like, no.
If it gets to a point where you and I can make a better movie than that, we have a whole other fucking conversation. We'll have to stick a fork in the MCU. They'll be done. So.
Cinematically better? No. Better to watch? We never know until we see what they do. Just don't fuck up Doom.
Right. Don't fuck up Doom. That's our new. I'm gonna say that at the end of every video. Don't fuck up Doom. Moving on.
Yep. Moving on. All right.
You do your salute, and I'll just say, "Don't fuck up Doom." That'll be okay. All right. Let's move on. Ty. Snow White. Some people have seen the new Snow White movie. I'm sure you're aware of just how much absolute fucking shit pounding that this movie's been taking pre-release.
Yeah.
Rachel
Ziegler actually might not even release it now. Rachel
Ziegler's just an absolute. The stuff that I've watched, the times that I've watched her speak, she's unbearable. I can't stand her. What makes me laugh so hard about this movie is like the whole plot is like Gal Gadot's like, who's the fairest of them all? Oh, I'm so jealous of Rachel Ziegler. You're like, Gal Gadot's like a 9.5 and Rachel Ziegler's like a 4. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Wait, what? I feel you though. His eyes got so big there. He's like, yo. Yeah. No, Rachel, she's not a 4. She's probably like
womanizing these girls.
She's probably like a 6.
No, I get
no,
it.
my point is Gal Gadot is like Gal Gadot, whatever. She's way more
Gilgamesh.
Way more pretty than Rachel Ziegler is, in my opinion. So it doesn't make any sense,
More beautiful, you're saying, yeah.
Yeah. So
it's not always about the looks, Carson. What's inside.
It's about what's inside. So reactions have come out better than you might thought. So what are you thinking about this one?
Yeah. So last night, hanging out with the family, we're at the bowling alley, which in our town, the bowling alley is a part of our movie theater as well. Talking to the guy who basically runs all that.
Yo, you got the inside scoop?
He said, because I said it comes out next week. We might come to it. We want to come to it. And he said, I have the movie right now, but I do not have the go-ahead. I do not have the key to play it, and I might not get it because I guess there's a lot of backlash right now with a couple of the characters and some things that they have said or might have said, and so this movie might not even release next weekend. This might not even be watchable.
Okay, so this is interesting.
It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, this is interesting because these first reactions are coming out, and they're better than people thought they were going to be. Now, the question is, there is always speculation that they let certain people go see the movie first, people that they know are going to give it good reactions. I wouldn't say there's, something that rhymes with schmribery there, but that would definitely be illegal. Would that be illegal to bribe people to give good reviews?
Yeah, why not? Like, who's it hurting? It's not like legally hurting anyone, I guess. I don't know.
Is the entire review industry a sham?
Shambles. If you want real news and real reviews, come to the EntertaiNerds.
You heard it here first, folks. So, good reactions coming out. So, I think this movie's going to get released. Obviously, I think that there's just too much money behind it. But, a lot of people who really do have inside sources that I watch are saying, like, people inside Disney are just like, they know that the higher-ups have no confidence in this. They basically just have, like, let's get this over with kind of attitude. They separated Gal Gadot and Rachel Ziegler, like, put them on different continents, basically for movie promotion just because they don't like each other, apparently. So, I will see this movie, maybe not in theaters, but I'll probably see it just out of pure curiosity, especially now. I guarantee you I'm going to come out of this movie and be like, that was just a hot, steaming pile of dog shit, even if these first reactions are good. Just the CG. The dwarves look like they came from a 2004 video game cutscene. It looks rough. So are you going to see this one?
We'll watch it because we have kids. And some of these movies that are coming out live action now. I like them and I get them, but also sometimes don't touch something that was already good before. And I mean, Snow White was like super old school, and that movie was kind of short in all fairness. So I wonder if they had to put in some new storylines, story modes for this movie. And I don't know. I feel like they're gonna just make this movie ass, and I feel like same as you walk out of this movie, I'm not going in with my, expectations too high, so I'll probably come out thinking like, yeah, that's what I expected, but yeah. I don't know. It's interesting to see. I'll probably wait for it to come out on Disney, honestly. I don't know if I wanted to go to it in theaters, but the more I talk to you about it, I'm feeling sad. So
I just don't know what to make of these reactions. Like, can I believe that people actually thought this movie was better than it was going to be, or are these just like shills that because the premiere was apparently way altered, like secluded. Like they did not let journalists in. They let certain people in. It was a bit of a weird thing. So
that sounds like some schmibbery.
Yeah, I think it's gonna suck hot ass. Maybe I'll be wrong though. I don't know. So
right,
guys,
through the cheeks.
Let us know in the comments what you guys think about the new Snow White movie. And with that, let's move on to our last piece of news, which is exciting. I'll say it. It's kind of exciting. Sadie Sink, she plays the girl in Stranger Things. Her name is
Sadie Sink, bro.
Bro, in the show, my guy. What's her character's name in Stranger Things?
Is that of importance? You need to know.
I can read, dog. Yeah, if you could Google that for me, it's gonna bug me now.
I got you. You keep going with your news.
Yeah.
There,
so
buddy.
Sadie Sink has officially joined the cast of Spider-Man 4, and of course, rumors have abound about who she's gonna play. I think it's pretty cut and dry, pretty straightforward. Redhead joining Spider-Man 4. She's almost certainly gonna play Mary Jane Watson. Maybe a multiverse version, because technically Zendaya was Mary Jane Watson, but I think they'll give us the rope-a-dope, like Ty said earlier. They'll figure something out to where she's the new Mary Jane Watson. As far as the casting for Mary Jane, I don't hate it. Obviously, I think she'd make a good Mary Jane Watson. The other rumor is that she might be playing Jean Grey, which that'd be an interesting place to introduce. Yeah, Ty's already shaking his head. That'd be an interesting place to introduce an X-Men. I mean, you've heard rumors that they're going to introduce there's another piece of news. We can just put it in here. There's been rumors that Denzel is going to play Magneto, and that he might appear. He might appear in Black Panther 3 for the first time. So are they going to maybe try to sprinkle in X-Men here and there? I don't know how I feel about that. I'd almost rather maybe they're doing an Avengers thing where they to give them each their own movies and then have an X-Men team up at the. I don't know. It's interesting.
That's the way to do it.
Ty, what do you think about this? What do you think about that?
So first, Max Mayfield. That's her name for
Max.
Stranger Things.
Thank
Max.
you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you.
Yep. And second of all, please don't make her Jean Grey.
You don't like that?
I'd be fine. I don't. I really don't. I don't mind if she's Mary Jane Watson. Tell me why.
Why don't you like her as Jean Grey?
I think when I see
my guy's
Jean
about
Grey
to go off.
I
can
see,
tell.
When I see Jean Grey and I see her, they're just not the same character. So I don't know. Jean Grey is like this, just Amazonian built woman. I feel like kind of almost like a Wonder Woman style. So I kind of feel like they have to, make her look powerful, feel powerful, because she is freaking powerful. You know who I could really see her playing really well?
I don't think. Hold on. Sorry, continue. I'll come back and.
No, so I was just gonna say, if they wanted to cast her in X-Men, my feelings when I see her, think of Stranger Things, how I've seen her in those shows, she'd be a really good Mystique. I feel like she could be a really good Mystique. So, just my thoughts. But so what were you saying?
I thought you were gonna say Rogue.
No, Mystique, dude. I feel I could see her being a really good Mystique. So
I don't see that. And I was gonna say, obviously
you're
more of an X-Men fan than I am, so I'm not really gonna second guess you on this.
I love the X-Men. Yep.
Is Jean Grey really historic, comic accurate? Has she really built? Is she buff? I thought she was just. She wasn't Wonder Woman.
No, not buff, but she's taller, more shoulders back, standing straight. I mean, she's portrayed. She's the strongest. She's stronger than Professor X, dude. She just doesn't know it yet.
Mentally.
And then when she Mentally, yes. I mean, physically, the guy's in a wheelchair. What is he gonna
Well, that's
do?
what I'm saying.
Like
But
run
Wonder
yourself
Woman
over?
is like physically imposing. Like she's like for a woman, she's
So if you
she's an
think about like
Amazonian.
the
Jean
Wonder
Grey does
Woman
not strike
movies,
me as an Amazonian. Sorry, go ahead.
no, so she doesn't have like the physical strength that Wonder Woman would have. But Wonder Woman in her movies alone, they don't make her super buff. She isn't like super buff, but they pick a character that kind of holds herself with, I don't know. I don't want to say higher standards. They kind of hold themselves with. I'm probably sounding like an asshole here.
I
is
think I know what
probably
you're trying to
sounding like.
say. Like there's like when they
Yeah.
enter a room, there's like a certain like just like by
Aura
their
about them.
their
Yeah.
their imposition maybe. Like I know what you're trying to say. I know
Right.
exactly what you're trying to say. Like
I'm
they
not
carry
trying
themselves like
to.
they carry themselves like they're a powerful person, even though they might not be
Right.
physically like buff. Like you can just
That's
tell by
exactly.
like
Carry
how
themselves
they
as a
move.
powerful person.
Yep.
I don't want to say anything bad about Sadie Sink. She's great. I love her. In Stranger Things, I think she could do awesome things in the Marvel
Right.
universe. I think she'd be a very good Mary Jane Watson. I think she'd be a very good Mystique. A Jean Grey, I just don't see it. Maybe it's because she's younger too. Jean Grey is one of the older X-Men. So I don't know. Maybe I just haven't wrapped my head around it. This is new news to me today. It wasn't something that I sat and kind of thought about for a couple days. So
Yeah.
maybe, give me some time and it will grow on me. But I could really see her, just looking at her picture right there. I could see her coming in as maybe we think like, oh, dude, Jean Grey's here. And then all of a sudden she like clones down into Mystique and she was Mystique the whole time. Or I could see her in blue skin, like just staring at that picture right there. Give her the blue skin. She's Mystique.
Okay.
Like, don't make it too hard.
Well, I don't.
X-Men better do it right. And X-Men should do some serious things where they bring in some characters, give us some backstory of some characters, how the MCU did everybody else. That way they can build everybody. Not everybody knows the X-Men, X-Men kind of were pushed back for a while, and I'm a big X-Men nerd, so I would love to see some X-Men.
Well, for what it's worth,
I
I agree with you. I don't think she should be Jean Grey. She just doesn't. I don't like. I much prefer the Famke Jensen version of Jean Grey versus the wow, I'm completely blanking on the actress's name, the younger one who from Game of Thrones had played her.
So I think.
Can you remember her name?
Are you talking about the newest one that played Jean Grey?
Yeah, yep, in with Apocalypse. I can't remember the actress's name.
Yeah. So you did like her, or you do not like her?
I prefer the Famke Jensen. I prefer the older, more mature Jean Grey.
Yeah,
that's the version from the comics that seems.
Yeah.
Yep.
The Famke Jensen is the one that I see as.
Yes. Yes. Yep.
When I think of Jean Grey, and that's what I'm saying. Like, she carries herself with so much power, or at least in the movie she does. But yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Who's played Jean Grey.
I of course I guarantee if I was sitting on my couch just bullshitting, I could remember her name. But since we're recording, I'm getting all nervous. I can't remember her name.
That's always how. Always how it goes.
I'm sure she did fine. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I didn't even watch X-Men Dark Phoenix or whatever the latest X-Men was. I just heard it was trash. I didn't even give it a chance.
I watched it just to watch it, but I mean, the Apocalypse and stuff like that, I feel like they just kind of did them all dirty.
Yeah, they shot the bed.
Right,
Apocalypse.
So here's her picture, and just no name with her picture. God damn it. I know who she is.
Bro, you're my guy in a chair. Figure it out.
I feel like she is.
Tyrell can't Google for shit.
Looks like Sophie Turner, but that's not right.
It. Sophie Turner. Nope, that is it.
It is Sophie Turner. Yep.
Sophie Turner. Yep. Thank you. Yeah. No,
was Sophie Turner ever in Spy Kids? She kind of looks like the girl from Spy Kids.
No, that is not who that is. I know who you're thinking of. That is not her.
Yeah. Okay.
No, so I don't. Yeah, Sadie Sink. I don't think she plays Jean Grey. I think it's Mary Jane. I think everybody's just trying to make content, overthinking it. Spider-Man 4, redhead, younger, probably Mary Jane Watson. How are they going to do that with Zendaya playing the older version at one point? Who knows? But it'll be interesting. So, guys, let us know in the comments what you think about Sadie Sink playing somebody in Spider-Man 4. And excited to see what happens. So, and then the Denzel thing, I don't hate Denzel playing Magneto. I mean, if they do it right, obviously. I don't, that's a situation where the race swapping doesn't really bother me because it's Denzel and he's awesome. It's not a big deal.
I mean,
Random.
a human's a human. I don't care if they're white, black, Mexican, Chinese. I mean, I don't really care who plays who, as long as it's done right. Like,
long as it
don't come
makes
in and be
sense.
Magneto.
Yep.
Don't come in and be Magneto and give me. I mean, Denzel, great actor, but he does have that kind of same. Each time he plays a character, he kind of still has a same.
He plays
like,
the same person, kind of.
Kind of, yeah. But I mean, he's always Denzel, right?
Yep.
He always has that same voice, that same kind of like monotone pause that he does, and just kind of don't go too hard Denzel and Magneto to where like when I'm watching, I'm only watching Denzel. I want to be watching, and it's Magneto in my mind, you know?
Yeah, like oh, that's Magneto. That's not Denzel Washington playing Magneto. That's
Right.
fucking Magneto.
Because like when you're watching MCU and you see Tony Stark, you're not thinking Robert Downey Jr. You're thinking Tony Stark. And when you see Steve Rogers, you're not thinking Chris Evans. You're thinking Steve Rogers. So that's what we want when we're watching these movies. I don't want to, realize that I'm watching a movie. I want it to feel real, as nerdy as that sounds. But that's kind of the truth of the matter. So.
Yep. And if they go with Denzel for him, like I said, I'm not going to complain. It's Denzel.
No.
Trust. He'll get it done.
Denzel knows what he's doing.
There was one thing, now that I think about it, one more thing I want to ask you about where I think the race swapping is stupid. Did you hear that they cast Papio Acidu as Severus Snape in the HBO Harry Potter series that's coming out?
I did not know that, no.
Yep, Papio Acidu is a black man who is very, very handsome. And they cast him as Severus Snape in the HBO series.
A very non-handsome man.
And Severus Snape in the books is a ugly, long, hook nose, white man, and it is actually.
So if they brought in a black ugly man, would you be all right with it?
I mean,
or are they just fucking up your Harry
probably,
Potter?
but I mean, he's described in the books as pale and white a million times, and it actually has a lot of effect on. It's part of the story. So this is the gentleman that they cast as Severus Snape. People are fucking pissed about it too, by the way. And I have to agree. I just think it's
don't fuck with people's Harry Potter. That's another one of those.
Yeah.
It's just like don't fuck it up.
This one just doesn't make any sense.
Because you got people who have invested time not only in the movies but in the books and. Like, I've walked into people's houses and it's a freaking dedication to Harry Potter. People
it's a religion.
love Harry. It is. People love Harry Potter. So don't fuck with Harry Potter fans unless you want to wake up with dead goats in your lawn or something. I can promise you.
Right.
That will happen. So.
And this guy is, I'm sure he's a great actor. He's too handsome. Unless they're going to give him a big hook nose. I have a hard time seeing how this is going to work.
Yeah. Yeah, well.
So. I don't know. I
don't know until we watch, right?
Yeah.
I have, but I didn't. I'm not. So I did watch Harry Potter. I've never really read anything past the first book, but I never was a super Harry Potter guy. I watched the movies, but I never was oh my god, it's Harry. So
yeah.
I don't want to.
This is just
upset anybody watching, but
this is just a terrible decision. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It just my wife's a big Harry Potter fan.
Yeah.
Even she's this is horrible. So
bad.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments if people are pissed about this or if you think it's going to be a good change. So it's another one we could talk about. So
So we'll see what happens with that one. So
All right,
Ty, let's get into let's talk about our spotlights of the week. I'll go first because I don't have much. I was pretty busy this week. I didn't get much chance.
I don't have a lot either.
I as you know, and we had one guy drop in on the stream. Oh, you don't have a lot. You're so full of shit. I got back into Batman Arkham Knight for some reason, 2015 game. It's funny, I was scrolling through Facebook Reels, and there was some guy who posted a reel and of him just like Arkham Knight, and he just like played it perfectly. Like he like flew through the air, landed in a great like cinematically like took out some bad guys. I'm like, that guy's probably like 1,000 hours in that game, and I was like, I want to play that shit again. That sounds fun. So I stayed up way too late last night playing that one, and yeah, it's a good time.
Fun?
Yep, it was fun. It was fun. Yeah. Shout out to his name is your best pal Sean. He stopped in on the stream. He hung out for like an hour. We just talked about Batman, talked about Call of Duty, talked about what we do for a living, and yeah, shout out to you, Sean. You're the man. Thanks.
And then you broke his heart and switched to Helldivers.
And then I broke his heart and switched to Helldivers. Yeah, well, he left, said he was going to BRB, and he never came back. So
No, BRB.
He probably came back suddenly playing Helldivers and was like, "Fuck this guy! I'm not ever coming back here again." Pretty sure our sub count went down by 1 that day too.
You broke my heart. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was ever accepted. Hey, it's my ex-girlfriend, Sarah Pelton. You broke my heart. Such a good movie. Ty, what have you been playing this week? What have you been watching this week, man?
So obviously, I gotta keep saying them because I have been. Daredevil on Tuesdays. Invincible season finale was on Thursday, and good freaking God, dude, that episode was like, I had to pause it, and I would just be like, what on earth, dude? Because, oh my God, dude.
Fucked you up, man, huh?
It fucked me up so many sideways, up, down, left, right. I mean, there's 3 episodes that are just like, they might have gone too far, and it's the first episode when Omni-Man just basically, I mean, it's not the Justice League, but basically everyone kind of relates, and he just destroys every single hero that was a part of that, kills them all in the most brutal way. There's another scene when Omni-Man and Invincible fight, father and son, and I mean, he holds his head while they're going through a train and kill thousands of people.
Yeah,
and
I've
then
seen that scene.
This episode was something else too, because yeah, you'd have to watch it to know, man. But some of the things that happened to Adam Eve, you're just like, the fuck, bro. And it's it's a gnarly episode. Loved it.
Yep. That's a show that's on my list of cartoons that I have got to like tie myself down.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just like, maybe when you and I
You don't have to.
Maybe when you and I, like, our kids are graduated and we have free time, we'll just like, we'll hang out in the shop and we'll just have like an Invincible marathon, and you can just like sit there like a creeper and just like watch me. Like,
you don't have to force yourself to watch this one, bro. I swear to God, it's like, you're going to watch the first episode and you're going to be like, because I remember, this is how good the show is. I still remember the first episode, and this came out 3-4 years ago, and I'm like, what is this rip-off bullshit? This is Batman. You're like, this character's Batman, this character's Superman, this character's Aquaman. I'm like, this is a rip-off. How are these guys allowed to make this show? And then just the last minute and a half of that episode, everyone just slaughtered to death, and you're like, what the fuck did I just watch? And I've been hooked since. Like, I watch every Thursday. Can't wait for the next season. So super stoked about that. Next season's supposed to be the last one, so that's sad, but love it. Finished Zero Day with Robert De Niro. That was super great. If anyone wants to watch that, that's
still gotta watch that one.
Free on Netflix. Super good. I binge watched that pretty fast. And then I started Creature Commandos. Have you heard of this show?
I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is.
So Creature Commandos, it comes out. It takes place right after the second Suicide Squad. So basically, the government tells Amanda Waller, you can't use human beings to fight your battles, and say, if you die, you die. Sorry, there's nothing I can do. But hey, if it works out, we'll reduce your sentence. You know, she's basically using these guys as cannon fodder. And so she goes, you know what? They said I can't use human beings, so we're not going to use human beings. And they have all these creatures like the bride is Frankenstein's bride, and they have like a fish character, and they have Nina, and they have all these other characters. The weasels in this one survived from the Suicide Squad 2 movie. Yeah, so he's in this. But dude, Dr. Phosphorus, holy fuck! And each episode kind of explains the backstory. And this, if you do watch it, this is also a way that MCU could do it, because they take a character, and while like present is happening, they also jump to the past and show that specific character's like pastime and how they became the character that they are today. And so Dr. Phosphorus is just one of those ones, and he has the most brutal murders. This is M for Mature. He has some of the most brutal murders in this TV show, where he's just like burning his hands through people's faces, because I mean he burns hot, so he's just one of those guys. Nasty. Video games. I played Godfall, beat that. I'm also working on the DLC for that right now. Played a little bit of Course. It's an intergalactic dogfighting game. That was pretty fun. Once you get in the dogfights, it's super fun. Outside of the dogfights, you're like, get me back in the dogfights. And then I was talking about how I read. I read The Runaways, finished that, and I was like, this is the best book I've read in a long while. And like, when I say a long while, it's been a while since I've read a book that just captivated me. It was short, it was sweet, well written. But now I'm reading a book called Antibot, and yes, it's about a sex bot, and this book is already much better. It's got me sucked in.
Really?
So.
Wow.
Yeah, it's super good, dude. Super good. So this guy that has her, he's like super kind of just like a masculinity womanizing her. Like, you need to go in because, she's a bot. So he tells her what to do. She does it. He goes, on Monday, when you go in and you see the technician, I need you to have him drop you 4 pounds, increase your breast size. Like, and she's like, am I doing something wrong? He's like, you're just grossing me out. I need you smaller. I need your boobs bigger. And then, so now she's like, but she's autodidactic. So she's learning as she goes. And now she's starting to learn this guy's a dick. So then she runs away from him. And yeah, it's like, it's getting good, dude. So those are my spotlights.
That's not too far from our real feature. All right.
All right. Yeah. I can't wait. Right. Oh, daddy. So.
All right.
All right. And spotlights of the week. Not just one, not just two. Tyrell came through for you. And that's my new slogan.
All right.
Mark that down. That and don't fuck up Dr. Doom. I'm serious.
Yes. Don't fuck up Dr. Doom. Okay. So, all right, guys. We're gonna call it there. We are next week's gonna be a little different. I'll be traveling. I'm going to March Madness with some buddies. We're playing basketball.
He didn't invite me, by the way.
I'm gonna make you hold that salute for like 10 minutes while I just monologue at the end here. Yeah, you're not cool enough. You're not there yet. So, all right, guys, we're going to call it a day. Thank you so much. We'll bring you one next week. Till then, see you next time. Don't fuck up Doom!
Don't fuck him up!